What's going on, guys? Big Jim here, Sharp Obsession. We got a few things to do today. Was down at Dave's and got a new knife in. This is the Vortex Model 2, and we're going to do we're going to try to do some upgrades on this. Hopefully the bearing size is what I think it is, but beautiful knife. Just as a kind of a trail point, Persian almost, frame lock, crystal titanium thumb studs. Really clean piece, as you can see. Really nice. The action on it's just a little meh, so I'd like to, hopefully this takes 5mm bearings, and I got some of those in stock with me. So we're going to break it down. This is an integral, so these are a little more difficult. I've done a few of these in the past with you, and hopefully these are as simple as they are. But did want to show that process as well, breaking it down, putting it back together. Even if the bearings are something beside 5s, I will take it apart and put it back together and kind of show you how I do that process. So, alright, without further ado, we'll get started. I think these are 8mm bearings, and I do use my Weehaw bits. And I do know also that this is not captive, so you'll need I use a finger bit, which makes it a lot easier for me. I'll try to stay in the camera. Hang on a second. Make sure we're in the camera frame. Okay. And you just take and hold that in there, and then I got my Vero bit driver. Okay. Now, a lot of people think you have access to the bearings here, but that's not the way this one is made. So, as you can see, this is what appears to be just access to this pin, which is the stop pin for the blade. So it's not actually access to the bearings on these. So what we'll do, we'll pull this pivot out, and let's see if I got something different. There we go. I love this little tool. Not sure where I got it at, Harbor Freight, not sure. But it works so very nicely. Pull that pivot out, and hoping this pin is stainless, or not stainless, but steel pin. Not sure that it is. Okay. Alright. Looks like the stop pin is just holding me in there. That's a little different. There we go. Get my small set of pliers here. My little baby channel locks. And I'm going to see if I can get a hold of that pin. There it is. Pull that pin out, and the blade will come out. Alright, let's check these. Going to use my card from Skiff. if you don't have one of these and you do a lot of knife work, you need to get one. Oh, it is a 5. So we do have these available, looks like, if they're 1/16. Yeah, they are 1/16. So pretty sure I have a set of those. There we go. Number 5's 1/16. So let's see if we can reverse this process. Alright, I always put the old bearings in here and then keep that in the package. Alright, Skiff bearings are, in my opinion, some of the best there is. So today we're going to use the KPL and put some oil on these surfaces. And I'll just stick it on my finger and then roll it in. It absorbs it up pretty good. It feels good. Put it on the finger. I am dropping things everywhere. Devo rag. Now I just kind of clean the surfaces, make sure it's good and clean inside and out. These integrals are a little different, can't open them up and check everything, so just kind of make sure to clean. This is a new knife, so shouldn't be a whole lot of stuff on there that shouldn't be. Now if this was a fairly used knife, you could really get some thorough cleaning, get you a toothbrush and kind of go to town on it. Clean all the screws, make sure you got all the Loctite off. Clean the pivot. And the washers. Magnetic. Love this driver. So, really nice. And clean the blade thoroughly. Make sure all the oil was off there. And I always like on my blades, I'll use some alcohol to make sure, especially those lock faces, make sure they're good and clean. Less oil is better. 9 times out of 10 anyway. Alright, now here's the difficult process. Just putting these back in, not having as much trouble. So this is kind of how I do it. Alright, let's think about our process. There is another little tool that I use. I don't even know where I picked this up at, but it's got a flat on this end and just a little hole, little plastic flexible piece. So, alright, take your blade, put your bearings on, the little slots. I take my washers and I hold them in place. And you really want to make sure that you're putting the, especially if this is a very used knife, you're going to have one side that's already broke in with the bearings, but as you can see, This is a fairly new knife, so it don't have any break-in period yet with the old bearings. So hopefully this goes well. These can be a bit of a headache. Okay, just slide them both in together the best you can here. And I'll take my little tools. You can see my bearing, or my washer here is not going with my bearing. And I just heard that thing go flying, I think. And I take my little tool, I'll line everything up best I can here. Let's see what this side looks like. Not sure where my washer is. If I can find it. I believe it came out. Yeah, let's start over. Something in that's magnetic in it. It's holding my washer. Not sure exactly why. You definitely got to hold your tongue right to get this going. Even the most experienced knife modders, and these can be a headache. Get going your way. Ideally, you just slide that up in there until you get your washer where you want it. You can line everything up. Okay, now what I'm going to do, I'm going to take the pivot on this side and get it started if I can. I think I just misaligned everything. And I apologize, this can be a very difficult process. Time consuming. I have spent 15-20 minutes trying to get this to line up. Sometimes. Okay. Let's see if the washer. It's over here. Oop, came out. Okay. See if we can get it going. Back in there. Everybody's going, oh, you got your finger in the way. Yep. Let's just say that I've done that before. And there we go. Got it going our way now. A little bit more. Get our pivot to come on through. Sometimes you can, sometimes you can't. See if I can get this one to line it up. There it goes. Okay. It Just a trying. There it went. Now, other process. We got it going our way now. Stop pin. I gotta put that stop pin in. Make sure it goes down in there. Take your little tool. Make sure it goes down in there flush. As you can see, it is flush. And this is all the way up to the top. We got it going our way now. Put the cover on. And pivot screw in. Now, this is after a long time of doing this that I have got even remotely comfortable with these. Need the dab of oil. Don't think I owe that detail ball. And this is not the way to do it. That's what I'm going to do. Yeah, that's a lot better. Nowhere near as noisy. Centering is good. No blade play. Okay. Let's see. Make sure we got it tightened up good. Okay. Drop shutty nice. I hope we're still recording. I think we are. Okay. Looks good, feels good. Sounds a lot better. Action is, it's a little better. It's going to be some break-in period there on those new bearings, but feels pretty good. Last part is I do a little Loctite when I get it where I want it. I'll get into my Loctite. Find it. What do we do with it? Let's see. Well, we have it. Make sure I ain't laid it somewhere else. And I'm not going to do a lefty trick with super glue. Let's see. No, it is not in my tray. But anyway, we'll just put some in there in a minute off camera. And how you do that is just take that back off. Off on it. There we go. And I do use the stick. So pull that pivot back off. Now I get the dropsies today. just take a little bit of this. That's a little lot. And I just roll it around in there to where it's on all of those surfaces inside those threads. And I go back with it. Good thing about the blue Loctite is it's very forgiving. But bad part about blue Loctite is it usually takes 24 hours for it to sit up. So get your action where you want it. Make sure your centering is good. Make sure there's no blade play. That's pretty good. Good thing about these integrals is when it comes to centering and stuff, it's kind of hard to mess it up. I think that'll break in nicely. Maybe just a little tighter. There we go. Feels good. Control drop. Feels good. Alright. Now these integrals can be intimidating, and when I first started doing them they could really test your patience, but if you work on enough of them and fiddle with them, and you eventually get pretty good at it. And these little tools are invaluable. So if you don't have one of those, you need to pick them up before you start working on these, because it can be very difficult if not. But alright guys, I think that's all I got for now. Remember, sharp obsession. Please like and subscribe if you like the content, and have a great day, and God bless.